Giuliano, I don't know about you,
Mm-hmm.
but you ever have those awkward interactions with people where maybe you say something and they heard it differently, and then you're just like, in your head, you're like, crap.
No, I've never had
Okay,
an awkward
I have them
moment in my
pretty
life.
often.
Just kidding, yeah.
Yeah. There was one I wrote down. It happened right outside my apartment. Walk out, and I was rounding the corner to go down the steps, and my hands were pretty full, and there was a lady coming up, and I was like, oh, go ahead. And I stepped back so she could walk up. She was an older lady, taking her time, and
They always seem to do that.
they always do. And I said, staying here or going up?
So you're walking out of your apartment,
Uh-huh.
and you said to her, staying here or going up.
Yes.
Okay.
And the context I meant was basically, if you know how the stairs are, I wasn't blocking the steps, but I was blocking if she was the other apartment on my floor. Because there's 2 apartments per floor.
yeah,
I'm one of them.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I stepped back, so I was blocking the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And so my intention was to ask, are you staying on this floor or are you going up to the next one?
I see. You were about to like go down the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was coming up, and I wanted to know if I was blocking her or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, staying here or going up?
Mm-hmm.
And she says, oh, I'm just staying a night with a friend here. And yeah, I just kind of, oh, nice. I think that's just what
cool.
I said. I was like, crap.
Like,
She thinks
can
I'm
you
a
move?
creep or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, have a good day. And then I got out of there. Haven't seen her since. So
That's pretty funny.
it was.
Yeah, those are always awkward when you like, try and say something and they just take it the completely wrong way, and you're like, oh,
It happens way too much to me.
that's pretty funny.
I'm just like, I hear something different that they said or vice versa. And I'm like, well, shoot, what do I do now?
That's pretty funny. Dang,
Yeah. So anyways, haven't seen her since. So
That's
all is
good.
well for now.
that's good. No awkward interactions.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well,
Anyways, welcome to our podcast,
this is Breakfast Balls.
Breakfast Balls.
I'm Giuliano,
And I am Patrick.
and here we go.
And here we're just going to talk about our lives,
Yeah.
And most recently in our lives, Giuliano here.
Yeah, I got married about 2 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then we went to France for our honeymoon, so we'll be talking about that a lot. We've both been doing some traveling lately, though, so in later episodes, Pat will talk about his adventures.
Mm-hmm.
But
Not as romantic.
yeah, probably not.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know what you did
I
on your
haven't heard
trip.
your side of the story yet. Maybe it is.
So
It'd be pretty shocking on my side.
No.
But yeah, we'll talk about that a little later. My trip was it was like 4 days, basically, but 3.5. But yours was 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm excited to hear all this stuff because you've only been back for a few days, but I've been excited to hear all of it, and I'm like, well, don't want to ask too much or, just like save it for the podcast.
Yeah, and we purposely haven't been talking about it at all. So just to say it here and get the reactions and
for
whatnot.
all you guys. I mean,
all of
we
our
do it
listeners, really.
We do it for you ballers.
You breakfast ballers. All right. Well, I'll be going in chronological order.
Okay, yeah.
For the most part, I mean, there might be a story here or there that's mixed in, but yeah, so it's gonna go from first flight, my first story is from the flight, and then it goes, so anyway, I just want to start out with saying it was some of the best times I've ever had.
Yeah.
It was great in every way.
Best
shape,
trip you've ever been on?
Yeah, it was pretty great, and it helps being on a trip because I've gone on trips with my family before and stuff and whatnot, and being out on it with your best friend and your wife, not new wife. It's some of the best times ever, I guess.
You just make all these memories with your best friend.
Yeah, and so it was pretty great.
Yeah.
So it starts out first flight from Spokane to Salt Lake City, and it was probably a
2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, 2 or 3 hour flight. Anyway, I didn't realize about this, I didn't realize this about myself, but I get like pretty motion sickness.
Oh, even on airplanes.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess especially on airplanes. Like it's happened before, like years ago. I was on a boat.
Oh yeah, boat.
That one that got me pretty good. And then every now and then in a car, like if I'm looking at my phone, like looking down at my phone, if I'm like reading or something, then if I'm in like the passenger, the back seat, like when I'm driving it, I have no problems. Yeah. But if I'm not driving, then like every now and then I might get something. Yeah. Anyway, this first flight, I almost puked. Dang. Like it was so bad. I swear, if the flight was like probably a minute longer than it was, I would have Ralphed everywhere.
Was it okay? Few questions. Was it like really turbulent?
So I didn't feel anything until we like a little bit before we were about to land, and I think there was a little bit of turbulence. Okay, and then that like started the whole
Ralphing.
Yeah, the whole Ralphing chain reaction system, and then like it went from the little bit of turbulence to okay, we're gonna like descend to land now.
Kind of drop in your stomach.
Yeah, and that really got
me.
Those
get me.
Yeah, and it was pretty bad. Yeah. So like, I was sweating so much. Yeah, and like, I was wearing a sweatshirt and sweats because it was a little chillier and stuff, and just drenched in sweat. Dang. Like, I honestly, if I like turn my head any like way, I would just like, it would hurt, not hurt, but like I would be like, oh, I'm gonna throw up.
You're just like trying to like stay still and just like just not move at all. I know what you're talking about.
And Celine was like really nice, like, are you okay and stuff and everything.
No.
But
where were you positioned? Windows, aisle, middle?
I think I was aisle and she was window. Okay. And it's just the two seats. Okay. Yeah. And so
you had a quick escape.
Yeah, quick escape. And I had a bag right there ready too. Okay. So it's not like it was it would have gone everywhere or anything, you know.
So you were ready. You were ready.
Yeah, I mean I was ready and stuff. But anyway, so we land and I'm just like sitting there like, oh my gosh, that was like the worst ever.
And you're like, this is flight 1. This is the very start. Yeah. What's the rest gonna be like?
Exactly. So and like, you know, motion sickness, it doesn't go away right away. So we like land, and luckily we like sit there for a second because, you know, like on planes you don't get up and leave right away and stuff. And so we like sat there for a second, and then I was like, okay, I think I'm doing okay, and then get up and walk. But like for the rest of the time until our next flight, I think I was like, I could still feel it a little bit. Yeah. But anyway, so, and then the second flight, like, well, actually, in between the first and the second flight, I went to like the store or whatever, the airport store, and luckily they have like motion sickness stuff, like
medicine,
pills you can take or whatever. It's called Dramamine or whatever. Oh. Actually, I have some in my backpack, but heard of it. But yeah, so I took that and fine for the rest of the time, and it was only like $5. Oh wow! So luckily it wasn't like this big expense or anything. Yeah. But yeah,
is this in the budget? I don't know. Celine's like, nope. You're like, no. You're lost, Sonny.
Yeah, so it was. Luckily, we had that. Yeah.
I've never gotten motion sick on a plane. Like I felt that drop, and like that gets you. Like even there's some roads like Bigelow Gulch here. Yeah. Like if you go fast enough there, you feel that drop in your stomach, which isn't like, oh, I'm almost gonna puke, but it's like, oh.
Yeah, you can feel it. Yeah.
And definitely. I've been on like some planes where they're so like turbulent. I don't know if that's a real word. I'm using it. Yeah. Where I'm like, this plane is probably gonna crash. Like I don't know how. Right. Like I was like, I feel like we are in the biggest storm of in the world, and we are going down.
I think a big thing, I get motion sickness the worst when it's a smaller plane. Yeah. Like not a tiny plane, but like, you know, those big ones on those long flights, because we had like 10-hour flights. Yeah. Those were big planes, so like
they don't move as easily.
Yeah, they don't sway as much and whatnot and everything. So it's the smaller planes.
The small ones, you're like, we're going to. Yeah. Yeah, you feel like you're moving so much more. Yeah, I've gotten motion sick in a car once where I think I fell asleep. I think I ate and then I fell asleep, and we were like, it was when I was working in California. So we were driving like to San Mateo. It was like a 2-hour drive or something. Mm-hmm. And I think I woke up And I was like, I'm going to throw up. And I was with my district manager, who was like my boss's boss. And I was like, this is not going to be good.
Like, I can't throw up in front of him.
And
He'll fire me.
Because I had nothing then. I was not planning on throwing up. I didn't have a bag or anything.
Yeah.
But the other time I was on a boat. And I think we had just had breakfast. And it was in Ireland. We were like going on the boat to the Star Wars island.
Oh, nice.
Skellig Island? I don't know.
Like a new Star Wars? Like
it's the island like to the southwest of Ireland where they shot some of Star Wars.
Do you know what Star Wars it was?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Could have been all of them. Could have been one of them.
Are you thinking? You thinking it is for sure Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we were going, and I was like, I think it was visible on my face to everyone else on the boat.
Yeah.
Like he is really boat sick, car sick, and I was like. I was like ready to go over the edge and throw up. It was like, I mean, it was bumpy waters. Yeah. It was like, this is rough.
How big was the boat? Was it pretty?
It was pretty small. It was a little bigger than like your average,
like ferry boat or something.
Well, no, a little bit bigger than like a family boat.
Oh, okay,
it held like 20 of us.
Okay.
Pretty small.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty.
And it was like an hour ride. It was pretty far out, and I was like,
"Dang."
I mean, it's like kind of rough sea, and I was like, this seems like a pretty small boat for all of us in like pretty rough waters.
Dang, interesting.
Yeah,
that's not a good.
And yeah, I was like, I should not have eaten before this, and I like obviously didn't even know, hadn't put it together, but I was like, yeah, I if this happens again, I'm not going to eat before I go on a big boat ride.
Yeah,
that's
smart.
Out in the middle of the ocean. So anyways.
Yeah, I feel like it always catches me by surprise.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I'm like... Except for this time when I was like, okay, I'm probably going to get motion sickness on the smaller flights. But, like, when I... Like, those little trips that you take that you don't usually take, you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. Like, this will happen to me every once in a while.
Yeah. Is this the first time getting sick on a plane?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever been this close to throwing up on a plane, but like on a boat or something.
Yeah.
It would happen to me, but yeah, I think this was the first time on a plane where I was this close to throwing up. But yeah, so
had some drugs and you were good.
Had some drugs, I was good. Second flight, it was really funny. So, hold on, I'm reading my notes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so. I go to the bathroom or whatever, those airport bathrooms, like pretty like cramped, and I feel like I didn't realize how cramped it was until like I get in there and you're like trying to maneuver and stuff.
Did you have all your luggage with you, or you left it with Celine?
No. Sorry, airplane bathroom.
Airplane
bathroom.
Yeah.
Sorry, airplane bathroom. So we're on the airplane. It's probably like a close to 10-hour flight.
Okay.
Because this is the flight from Salt Lake City to Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And so second flight, I go to the bathroom. I am like in there. I'm trying to like done going to the bathroom, open the door, and some lady closes the door on me. And I would like stood there for a second, and I was like,
what do I do?
Like, yeah, what do I do in this case? Like, I didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
If it was like a stewardess or whatever, one of the airplane people. Or if it was somebody else. And so and then I hear outside the door, she's like, oh, I think somebody's in there. And so I'm like, great. So I open the door again, and it's this old lady that was like, I am so sorry and stuff. And I was just like, oh, okay. It was just funny though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, that was funny. And then also on the second flight, this lady, so it goes, I think it was me on the aisle seat, and then Celine in the middle seat, and then another lady on the other aisle.
Okay,
because we were in the middle. Right, we were in the middle. It goes so
it's like
there's
2, 3,
2
2.
Yeah, 2, 3, 2.
Yeah.
And so, this lady next to Celine, no offense to this lady at all, but she is not big as in fat, but big hands,
just a beefy
big
woman.
head, tall, big, just a big person, regardless if she's a lady or not, just a big person,
yeah,
and stuff. Anyway, Celine was like, her elbow was in my side the entire time, and she was taking up a lot of Celine's seats or whatever, and stuff.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was It was pretty. Honestly, it was interesting because I don't know if I've ever seen someone that big.
Yeah.
I looked at the size of her hands and I was like, oh my gosh,
Dang.
she's massive.
These French women, maybe.
Yeah, I don't
Or
know.
Salt Lake City women. I don't know.
Salt Lake City, who knows? But yeah, and a lot of stuff happened on the second flight actually. So we were flying and I literally saw like the most beautiful sunset through the window or whatever.
Yeah.
So like we're in the middle seats and stuff, and excuse me, we look over. Like I look over, and it's just like I want to see if I didn't put any colors, but it was like orange and like just the most vibrant colors ever. Honestly, like it was the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen. I look over. And then I'm like, Celine, you gotta look at this. Like, she looks over, and the person on the window just shut it so fast, and I was like, oh, just so disappointed. And it was funny. It was like, man, I wish I had a window seat, like just for those reasons and stuff. I
always try to get a window seat. I don't think I've ever paid more, and it's probably more on those flights especially, but. It's just like the views, everything.
Yeah.
I've been in that position where like I'm on the window and you like open it, you're looking out, but then you like kind of glance and you see that everyone in your aisle's looking out your window and it's like, I want to shut it, but they're looking. I don't want to shut it on them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no kidding. That's the whole other thing is like you open it and it's like dark in the airplane and then it lights up so much and either people are happy because they want to look out the window or they're like, oh my gosh, who's opening this window and stuff.
Turn off the sun.
So yeah, but yeah, that was pretty funny. I said
you gotta see this.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, you had like this is the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen, and then boom.
It's funny.
So yeah, so after the flight, we get into France, get into the airport. We're walking to baggage claim. Yeah. And Celine wants to fill up her water bottle. Yeah. And stuff. And so she has her water bottle and then I have my green one. Yeah, yeah. Or whatever. And it's in the side of my backpack. Uh-huh. And so she goes over to this water fountain. And I like take the other bags and like go stand near the railing. Yep. And it's in the airport and there's a railing and then there's like windows like on the floor. Yeah. Or whatever. It's like not windows you can see through, but just like you can tell it's just glass like domes kind of things. Yeah. Like right past the railing. And so I like go stand over near the railing, turn, and my water bottle falls out of my backpack and onto one of those windows.
Oh no!
Doesn't crack or anything like that, but it's just like far enough out of my reach where I can't get it. Everybody's like looking at me because it was loud, and I'm just like, oh dang it! And it's like the start of the trip. Yeah. Like just like I was gonna use this water bottle.
I'm parched.
Yeah. Like. And so I just look at it. I look at Celine. I'm like, oh gosh, and I just like leave it there because I'm not gonna jump over the railing. Yeah. Especially at an airport. Dang. That like is in France that I can't understand the language of the people and stuff and so yeah, we just like leave it there and I'm like, great, there goes my water bottle for the rest of the trip. Yeah. So that was a bummer, and I used that water bottle for work and stuff too. So bummer, but oh well. Okay, so the next day, let's see. Well, we get into France, and I think it's about 10 a.m. ish. I think it's earlier. And so we like try and figure out like metro tickets and stuff like that because since it's like a big city, I don't know how it is in like America and big cities. I honestly don't know if they take like metros or buses or whatnot. I think there's like a metro system. Actually, in DC there's a metro system. Yeah. So yeah. But anyway, so we're taking the whole metro system and whatnot. We go to figure out our tickets. Like we can't really figure it out, but then we like looks up some stuff, figure it out. We go down to the like window where the guy is. And we go and buy some tickets, and like right behind us, these two people start like getting this huge argument. Like these two people are just like yelling at each other. Like I thought it was gonna be a fist fight. Yeah. and we're already like super stressed because we like
new country.
Yeah, we're in a new country by ourselves. We don't like.
I lost my water bottle.
Yeah, you know,
all these horrible things.
I'm already like pretty cranky because of like I was just tired.
Yeah, it's flights. 10 a.m. You want to go to sleep, but
yeah, exactly and stuff. And so, yeah, these people start arguing, and it was like literally right behind us, like from the chair to like, or from like me to the wall, like this wall right
like
here.
a foot.
Yeah, like these people are just like yelling at each other, and this guy that's helping us. He's like hurrying up, helping with us and stuff. And we probably had more. I mean, I know I had like another question for him or whatever, because we thought we were going to get these cards, but we got these like paper tickets and stuff. And then he's like, helps us. And then he's like, Madame. And like finishes like helping with these people and stuff. And has to like break it up. And it was just like not what you want when you're already stressed out and like not scared, but you're like, I like don't want to be out here right now and stuff, and
don't want to get involved.
And so it was stressful times.
Yeah, that is stressful.
But yeah, so that was fun. Like in a total, we saw like 3 fights, I guess, or like 3 big arguments. Yeah, and one of them was a fist fight. I think I have the stories here later on. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. Yeah, and like, you know, the stereotype of like, oh, like the French are rude and stuff like that. Yeah. And we didn't really have a problem with any of that. Oh. Like they all were pretty nice. There was some people who weren't as like welcoming, but I think a lot of it was just the language barrier. Yeah. And stuff. And so, but nobody was rude to us.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So, I mean, we didn't really
just kind of witnessed it, but never really involved.
Yeah, people were mad at each other.
Yeah.
Not us.
Firsthand.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Let's see. You have any questions so far?
No questions, sir.
Okay, well, good. Okay. First day, we get there. We like are trying to figure out the lay of the land and stuff, and so it's about dinner time, and we decide to eat at this like Thai restaurant.
Wow.
Which, like, was already
embarrassed.
Yeah, we like get there, and then like as we're sitting there, we're like, we don't even like, why did we choose this
what are
spot?
We doing?
Because like we asked them if they spoke English, and they didn't. And then I was like, well, they don't even speak English in America at these Thai restaurants.
That's true.
I don't know what we expected here, but yeah, it was all right. It was kind of like weird because like the vibe was like, I'd say pretty authentic for a Thai restaurant, as I would expect it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
In China or Thailand or whatever. And this might be racist sentiment.
We'll find out.
It smelled like cat. I was expecting like a cat or a chicken to run from the back at any point while we were eating. And the food, it tasted all right. Okay. But it was really weird because it was super slimy. Like, I think they put like egg or something.
Oh.
Excuse me, like coating everything. I don't know. It was weird.
It was weird.
Because, I don't know. It was really slimy. It tasted all right, though. Anyway, it wasn't like the greatest spot to go for the first day in France, but we were hungry and it was the closest. And it was also like dark out at that point. Oh. So we were like throughout the entire trip, I was probably like in the back of my mind, I was kind of stressed because I was like, I like don't want to get mugged or anything and stuff. And
it's already dark. You're like, let's just eat here. First thing we see, kind of.
So
yeah.
So yeah, that was
okay.
Stressful time.
Yeah.
A lot of stressful times. Actually, this first few days in Paris, I was like pretty stressed because we don't know where to go. We wanted to catch the metros and whatnot and like be on time for stuff because we had planned stuff that we had to be on time for, and so like we didn't want to get lost or anything like that. Honestly, I probably stressed more than I had to. I probably worried about it more than I needed to because at the end of the day, like, oh, missed my metro. Oh well, it's like I'll just wait for another one.
Get the next one. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There should be some worry, or because it's like, yeah, you're in a foreign country, and I feel like Americans or just like people in a foreign country are kind of targeted or watched, and it's like, you just got to watch your back and
make
sure you're not in a fight.
No, exactly. Then like there's people there. We didn't have any problem with like anybody trying to pickpocket our stuff, but like we heard, like we looked up a bunch of stuff before the trip and everything, did all this research and saw everywhere that like, oh yeah, watch out for these scams and these pickpocketers and this stuff. And we did see like the scams they talked about, and we did see like the all the stuff that they warned us about. I didn't see anybody like getting pickpocketed or anything like that, but I was always like watching for it, and we always like had our bags like around our arms or our legs if we were sitting down somewhere or something. So like we prepared for it and whatnot. But yeah, and actually it was pretty funny seeing the stuff that you knew were scams and stuff. And like there was one, I don't know if I wrote it down or not, but we went to the Eiffel Tower, and there are these people there who they have like this foam ball, and you know how like magicians have foam balls and they like are holding one and two pops out. It's kind of the same as that. So they have this foam ball, and then they have these 3 cups, and they put the foam ball in one of the cups, mix the cups around, and you have to guess which one and stuff. And like and it's pretty simple, it's like, oh, I don't think I get that confused. And like they on the research that we did. We like, this person talked about it, and they were like, they will have other people who are like purposefully getting it wrong so that it draws people in and be like, I can easily get it right and stuff. And then like the guy will say, like, show that he puts the ball in this cup, but like hide it like a magician does or whatever. Like somehow they do that, the sleight of hand and stuff, and like, and then you think you get it right and it's not there and stuff, and you just like, you pay money to do this and whatnot. That's the thing, is like you have to pay. You bet like, the person's like, I'll double your money, whatever you put in. So you put in $50, and then you think you're gonna get an easy 100 or whatever, and then like boom, you lost $50 or something. So they'll have people who like purposely get it wrong, and then they'll also have people who like watch for like other people who are coming in to watch and stuff, and try and like draw people in more or something and stuff. So it was fun seeing, like, it was, once you knew it was a scam, you're like, oh, this is fun, interesting, like, seeing who's gonna get wrapped up into this and stuff.
You fools.
Honestly,
they're just taking advantage of the dumb tourists.
Exactly.
And you're like, I've seen the YouTube videos.
Exactly.
You're not gonna get me.
And stuff. So, and plus, like, I already, because like I've been to Italy a few times. My dad is Italian, as Pat knows. But kind of cool. I don't know, did it myself. But so like I've been to those like touristy spots in Italy and seen those other types of scams and stuff. So I was already like kind of prepared for everything and whatnot. So that actually, like, those people who come up to you and try and sell you stuff, they don't really they didn't stress me out too much and stuff. There's a couple other places that we went to. You know how like the big thing is to put locks on bridges and whatnot and stuff, and so there was people selling like locks all over the place, and it was actually kind of annoying because one person would come up to you and be like, oh, you want a lock? And be like, no thank you, like, no, I don't want one. And then literally as soon as that person leaves, another one would come up to you and be like, you want a lock? And it's like, I just told your other guy.
You and all your buddies no.
So that was kind of annoying. We ran into that a lot at I don't know if you've ever heard of the Sacre Coeur. It's like the Cathedral of the Sacred Heart.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But then actually that was a really beautiful cathedral. But anyway, so that's where we ran into that a lot. But let's see, what else do we got here? So Thai restaurant. Oh, okay. So I don't remember. I think it was the first. Oh yeah. So this actually happened before the Thai restaurant. But so we're at our hotel room. We like get in. We got into Paris a little earlier than when we could check into our hotel room and stuff. And so we like left our bags at the front desk and stuff. Like they let us leave our bags there and everything. And then we went out kind of explored for a little bit and came back like an hour early before we could check in. So we just like went in and sat on this couch that was in the lobby. And this lady, like, she is at the front desk. She sees us sitting there. We're there for probably 5 minutes, and she goes, "Excuse me." And like you could tell, like there's a language barrier. She was like, "What's your name?" and stuff, and like so we were like, "Oh yeah, we have a reservation." Blah blah. We're not random people.
Yeah.
And stuff, and she let us check. Excuse me. She let us check in like 45 minutes early or 50 minutes early or whatever. So we get there, and we walk into our room. Like the window's open. There's this like metal like machine or like this rectangular machine there, like not super big. It kind of looked like a fan or something, but it wasn't on. It was just kind of in the way.
Yeah.
And stuff. And so we like like put our stuff down, like, you know, sit down, like lay down on the bed, and we're like, oh my gosh, finally like, we can lay down somewhere and like nobody else is around us and stuff, and like we can relax for a second.
Yeah.
And we hear a knock at the door, and we're like, what the heck? And this guy like walks in, and he's like, oh, sorry. And it's this like black guy who doesn't look like he was in a uniform or anything like that. And I was like so confused on if it's this guy who has a key and going into random people's like places, or if he's someone who worked there. And so we weren't sure. And he was like, so I like stand up. I'm like hello, and he's like, oh sorry, and like backs up and like leaves, doesn't say anything. And so yeah, like later on we found out that he like works there, and we're assuming he was going there to get that rectangular machine, take it away, and close the window, because we thought it was kind of weird that the window was just open and stuff. So
it's
anyway,
like it's like the lady let you check in early, but he wasn't on the same page.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what we're thinking it was, because we did check in earlier than we were supposed to, I guess. And so, but until we knew that, it kind of like we were like, what the heck? That's so weird. Like we were already stressed, and then some random guy comes into our.
It's like we've been here 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah. And so that was these first couple of days were a bit stressful. Yeah. But after that, it was pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, so the guy walked in. Okay, so second day, we had this food tour scheduled and stuff, and it was scheduled for like noon. It was supposed to start at noon. And I think we woke up at like 8 o'clock or something like that, and then fell back asleep until like 11:25, like on accident. We didn't mean to fall back asleep or whatever and stuff. And then like the front desk, she calls the phone that's in the room or whatever, and is like, wakes us up at 11:25. She's like, do you want your room cleaned and stuff? And that's what woke me up. And I was like so out of it, I don't even remember what I said. But I checked the time, and it's 11:25, and I'm like, shoot, we have the food tour at 12 and stuff. And it was a 30-minute walk or like I think it was like a 20 something minute metro or something like that. Like the same it was it was like a 28-minute metro or something like that. So it didn't really benefit us to go to the metro or something, you know, like, so we were like, all right, what do we do? Do we miss the food tour or do we like race there? And so we actually ended up making it on time. Nice. We probably got there like 1 minute late or something, but they didn't like, they weren't waiting on us because the restaurant that we were going to start at hadn't opened yet. Oh, yeah. That's the thing, is they take like these restaurants, they are open from like 10 to 2 or like from, sometimes they're not even open until like noon or something like that. But yeah, they take this like gap from like siesta. 2 or 3 to 6 o'clock. Yeah. So like lunch was a hard thing to come by, because when you're finally hungry, you're like, oh, everything's closed. Open. Yeah. And if you want to get dinner early, like at 5 or something, you got to wait until 6 or 6:30 or something, you know? Jeez. Yeah. So that was, I mean, but that's like how it is there. Yeah. So, but anyway, so we got to the food tour. The food tour was really, really glad, or it was really nice. We're glad we like didn't miss it or anything like that. Yeah.
Glad you decided to go.
Yeah. And so that was fun. Like we had this, have you ever tried burrata cheese? Nope. It's like mozzarella, but I think it's better. Okay. I don't know how to explain it. It has like this, like, it's like circular, I guess. And inside it's kind of gooey. Okay. And it tastes really good. It's my new favorite cheese. Okay. But we had this like pizza with burrata on it, and then we ended up trying. This lady took us to like 3 or 4, or no, it must have been like 5 or 6 different places, and like we got like a few things to eat at each place. Nice. And by the end, I was like, I am so full. Yeah. But we tried this like pizza place, and that was probably my favorite thing that we tried, or one of my favorite things that we tried the entire time we were in France. It was like that first pizza that we had. Yeah. But yeah, so we had that, and then we tried stinky cheese, which was good, but it literally smelled like the worst smelling feet ever and stuff. And so, but it tasted good. Interesting. So I ate a couple bites, and I was like, if I keep smelling this, I'm gonna like throw up. Yeah. So I like would hold my breath and then eat it, and then yeah. You're
like, if I keep smelling this, I'm gonna throw up. So I'll just keep eating it.
I'll keep eating it instead.
To eat.
Yeah.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you.
No, it was fun and cool. Dang. But
just eat it straight or crackers.
We had it in like a grilled cheese sandwich. They had this. There was this place that had been to America and like really liked the grilled cheeses, so they like started this like company. Started this restaurant. Yeah. And like had a food truck and would go around Paris with grilled cheese, like making grilled cheeses. And then they finally like were so good that they opened up a permanent like location. Okay. And stuff. So that was cool. And so let's see. Yeah. So back on the locks. Celine says that she turns to me and she goes, "Can you believe it?" So actually, before this story, Celine had already been to France and stuff, like in 2019 and stuff. And so, and she went with her current boyfriend at that time. Right. And their families and stuff like that, and other people and whatnot. It wasn't just them. Anyway, so she turns to me and she goes, "Can you believe it? Like, me and my ex never put a lock on anything at all and stuff." And so in my head, I'm like, "Oh, she wants to put a lock on something and stuff." And so like I turned to her and I'm like, do you want me to get a lock and we can like put a lock on this bridge?" And she's like, "No." And then it's like, okay, sorry. Well, sorry I asked and stuff. And yeah, that was pretty funny.
You're like, "Oh, I get you. I'm picking up what you're putting down."
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, "No, you idiot. I just
How dare you?"
Sorry.
Why would I want that?
I'm trying to figure out this marriage thing.
But yeah, that was pretty funny. I was like, I'm going to bring this up later.
So you do want to do this?
So we never ended up actually putting a lock on anything. So when she goes back there, she can tell her current boyfriend that her new ex never put a lock on anything.
We didn't lock anything. Left our hotel room unlocked.
Yeah, everything was unlocked. Bathroom.
Figured that's what she wanted.
I mean, she said she didn't want a lock, so. But
it's funny. It's a good job.
But yeah. So after we also took like let's see, we took like those professional photos or whatever.
Right.
The ones that we showed
those
you.
Those were amazing.
Yeah, so we took those when we were in Paris as well. It was really cool. We did that when we were at the Eiffel Tower. And then Sacré-Cœur, went there. That was beautiful. Arc de Triomphe, that was really nice as well.
What was that?
It is something that I forget who started the construction on it. But then like Napoleon was I think he might have started the construction on it. Okay. Anyway, it's this like monument, I guess. I guess it's a building because you can go inside and go to the top of it, but it's like the center of like all these different streets. It's really cool because all these streets like go to the Arc de Triomphe, and it's like a roundabout around the arc. Okay. Wow. And then like it leads to like a street here and then a street like right next to it. And it's really cool because it looks so symmetrical. Wow. And there's like, it's not like streets where it's like right next to each other. It's a street and then buildings here, and it's a big circle, so it like goes off in every direction. Yeah. Kind of all the way around.
What's it called?
Arc de Triomphe. But it's pretty cool.
Wow.
And yeah, so we went to the top of it and got some cool pictures.
Nice.
Anyway, and that kind of concluded our time in Paris for the first part,
Right.
Because we went back to Paris later on. But then we went to Nice, and
Nice.
Nice is like, yeah, you're looking at pictures of it.
Yes.
Oh, well, I get it. I get your jokes.
Thank you. Hoping I
A
wouldn't have
little
to
slow,
explain that.
A little slow, but you know.
I was like,
We went to Nice, which is like along the French Riviera. It's like right next to the border of Italy,
Okay.
actually. And went there. Super nice weather. It's like the beach, I guess.
Mhm.
Actually, the beach part of it wasn't my favorite because it was like rocky instead of sand.
Oh.
You know how those beaches, like, I don't know, they're not sand.
Yeah.
You know? And so it like hurts to walk in
Yeah.
the water. So that's what that was.
This is not a beach.
Yeah. But it was pretty fun still.
Nice.
How long have we been going?
40 minutes.
Okay. If you want me to break it up later on or like tell the next
Like
half,
part 2 later.
yeah, we can do that.
We could see, yeah.
I feel like I've been talking the entire time. Anyway, so we go to Nice. Let's see what else. So the flight to Nice. Let's see. It says flight to Nice. We were nervous to figure out our luggage. Oh gosh, dang it.
Stay with us.
Stay with us for 1 second.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so we were really nervous to like get to the airport on time
Uh-huh.
and stuff, and like figure out our luggage situation.
Yeah.
Oh, because we had our big suitcases, and then we had our smaller suitcases, and
Carry-ons,
then our
yeah.
backpacks.
Okay.
So we were like, let's just leave our big suitcases in Paris,
Oh.
and they have this luggage there's a thing called bounce where you can leave your luggage at like hotels
Okay.
or like this designated spot,
Yeah.
and like you just have to pay a certain amount per day,
Okay.
and a lot of them are hotels, but there's also like convenience stores
Okay.
that you can leave your
Wow.
luggage at, and they just like protect it for you,
Yeah.
like keep it for you and stuff. And we actually have some in Spokane.
Hmm.
I was looking, it's like all the UPS stores
Oh,
you can
interesting.
leave your luggage at. And it's really cool.
Wow.
It's actually a really cool app if you guys are ever like needing to leave your luggage anywhere.
That would have been interesting.
That's the logo for that
Bounce.
app. Bounce. Yeah.
Would have been nice to know about while I had a long layover in Dallas to kill, which ended up not.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah.
$6 a day.
Yeah, so you can like leave it for
Nice.
you can leave it for the day, or you can leave it for a few hours, and it's
Yeah.
all through the app. That you just like you pay on the app. You don't have to like
Nice.
if you have any problems, you don't like necessarily talk to the people like at the store. But you like contact like the bounce people who made this whole thing.
That's very cool. That is a great business idea.
It is a great business idea, actually. Anyway, so we like leave our luggage there, and we end up getting to the airport like pretty early and stuff, like 4 hours early. Just to like it's pretty funny. We ended up getting to the airport 4 hours early just to almost miss our flight because I was like, oh, our gate is 56, and it was actually like, or no, our gate is 54, like M54 or whatever, and it was M52 and stuff, and so we were like waiting to, like we were waiting at this gate, and I think it was like 1:10, and we were supposed to board. We were supposed to leave at like 1:30. I don't remember the exact time, but it was getting to the point where we were like, okay, like our flight should be popping up on the screen here, like and we like look at it, and it's like, it's not that, like that's not our location. So we like look over, and luckily it wasn't like we didn't almost miss it. Like it wasn't like, last call for boarding. It was like we just like almost stayed at the wrong gate the whole time.
Yeah.
So we ended up just, like walking 2 gates over, and then we were fine, like boarded and everything.
Good.
But yeah, it was funny. It was like, oh, that one's on me.
Yep.
Like,
dang.
Yeah. But it was funny. We got to like the airport so early.
Yeah.
Just
comically early.
Yeah,
You
like
almost missed it.
so early.
Yep.
And then Nice was really like beautiful, really nice weather. The water was actually like, the water was really gorgeous. It had like 4 different colors. If you look at it, like it was like turquoise or that like really light blue, and then it was like I guess it just kept getting darker.
Okay.
Guess,
Yeah.
But it was really beautiful, really fun.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, we talked about like, oh, maybe one day we want to get property over here and stuff. I don't know if we'll actually do that. But the food was like okay. It like there were some restaurants that we had that we went to that was like this, like Domino's might be a little better than this.
Dang.
But yeah, I mean, and then other places that was really good. We tried escargot, which is the snails.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know if it's fried snails, but they just like snails with garlic and stuff. They probably boil them actually. I'd imagine. Anyway, that was really good actually. I really liked it. And Celine tried fragua, which is duck liver.
Whoa.
Which like is a pretty inhumane of the like how they make it.
Yeah.
They like purposefully fatten the duck's liver up like in a really short amount of time.
Yeah. And
stuff and just to like make it, and that was actually okay. It was actually kind of gross. But yeah, so Nice was nice. We were at a restaurant. Oh yeah, we were at this restaurant, and the thing about like, I don't know if it's it's all of France. I don't know if it's all of Europe or whatever. But the waiters at the restaurant, they'll like give you your food and then they like won't bother you. Like in America, the waiters will as soon as you're 3 bites in, they'll be like, "How's the food tasting?" or whatever and stuff.
Need anything else?
But like the waiters there like didn't really ever bother us. They like we had to. I think a couple times we had to ask for like more water and stuff like that. Like they don't even come around with like water pitchers and refill it.
I wonder if that's better or worse. I guess depending.
I actually liked it for the most part.
As long as they're easy to grab.
Yeah. I mean, it's they're not easy. I mean, they're not hard to grab at all. Like the waiters are. You just like raise your hand or whatever and stuff, or just be like, "Hey, excuse me." Or, you know, they're not hard to get. So I liked it. What I didn't like about it was there's this one restaurant that we went to in Nice where we had pizza, and it was actually the same place that had like pretty bad pizza or whatever. And we asked this lady, we were like, "Can we get a box?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah, sure." We literally had to ask like 3 or 4 times.
Jeez.
Like we were just sitting there forever, and I was like, I don't even know if I want to pay at this point, you know? Like still hadn't paid and everything, and so we had to ask for a box 3 times. Finally, she gives us the box, and then I'm like, all right, like I need to pay, and then we need to get out of here. Yeah. I tried to give her my card 4 times, and she wouldn't take it, or just would like kept passing by and stuff. And it was pretty bad and pretty annoying. But I was just like, here's my card.
Yeah. Then, do you want my money?
Yeah. Do you want me to pay?
Dang. Is this this picture that you sent me and Isaiah? Is it where you were staying in Nice?
Yeah, that's where. No, that's not where we were staying. Just a look up. That's just like a view of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's
gorgeous.
Yeah, it was. Nice is like really gorgeous. Yep. We took this Segway tour, and the tour guide was really fun. He was Italian, staying in Nice for like on visa or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And it was like really fun. We had some like really nice views and everything. I have some pictures on here if you want like some pictures for, I don't know if you want to show them or whatever. Okay. But it was really nice. The guy explained to us that there's this cannon that goes off. It's like an old tale or whatever. There's a cannon that goes off at noon every day, and it used to be because the king was trying to get his wife to come back from the market. And so he would shoot this cannon into the water every day at noon and stuff. And
time for lunch. Come make me lunch.
Right. I need a sandwich. But And it was funny because the day before, Celine and I were walking around looking at like all these views and stuff and whatnot. And we hear this super loud boom. And we were like, I don't know what that was. There was like these really huge boats like in the water across or like right where we were looking. And I was like, maybe one of those backfired or something like that. And then it was funny because the next day this tour guide is like, oh yeah, every day at noon this cannon goes off and stuff. And so we were like, oh.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It all makes sense now. But yeah, so Nice was really nice. Nice was nice. Nice was nice. And it was also funny because so the tour guide, he like took a photo of us, and then you know all these people who like do these tours and stuff, they all want like they're like, oh, and if you could leave a 5-star review and stuff, because I don't know, it does help them a lot, you know. So anyway, this guy like takes a picture of Celine and I, and then sends it back to his like the place where we got the Segways, and like has them print it and gave us a printed picture of us, which was really cool. But it was funny because he was like, oh yeah, while you guys were like on your Segways, like an airplane flew by and took pictures of you, and this is what they look like and stuff. And it was funny the way he was just explaining it. And,
that's funny.
And it was funny because he took the pictures of us and whatnot and stuff. So
no way.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
That is funny.
He was cute. He was cute.
Cute guy.
Cute guy. Let's see. Oh yeah, so leaving from Nice we went to we had a flight to Lyons and then to Rennes. Okay. And so we're leaving Nice and we get to this we left for the airport at like 11:15 p.m.
Dang.
Yeah, and because our flight from Nice was like at 5 or 6 in the morning or something like that. And so...
Was there not a metro like that early?
There was one at like 4 or something like that, but I didn't want to push it. Yeah. I was like, we could go really early. Or actually, I think it was 4:40 or something like that. I don't remember. There was one, but it was kind of really close call, and I didn't want to push it. And so I was like, we could like wait until the morning and either get an Uber or like we could go and take this train at 11:15. And so we get there at the train. I think the train was supposed to be there at 11. Maybe it was 11:15 that it was supposed to be there. But it was super late, and we were like, we don't know where this train is. Like, they didn't tell you. There's nothing to look at and be like, oh, our train's running late, or it ran early and we missed it. And this was the last one of the night or whatever and stuff.
Were there other people you were waiting with?
There was other people we were waiting with, but they got on this train. Like, everybody got on this train that, like, wasn't going to where we needed to go. Oh. Because, like, they have multiple ones that come, but it's like, oh, we needed... like train 6 and this was train 3 that came. And so we got on this one. It was a different train because we were like, okay, I don't want to wait any longer, let's get on this train and like it'll take us close to where we need to go. And so we got on, and then we ended up like at midnight we still weren't at the airport and stuff, and we had to Uber, like get out, wait outside like midnight in Nice. It was kind of like really sketchy. And so we got in an Uber, got to the airport, slept in the airport from like midnight to 4 o'clock. Jeez. And then boarded the plane at like 5:50.
I'm surprised like you could even go through the airport security that late. Because normally all the agents leave. Yeah, there was for the last flights or whatever.
Yeah, there was like no agents in there. There was like security in there and stuff and people cleaning. But like, I don't know if airports close or not, but like there are like times where they shut things down, and we got there just in time. We were there for probably like 10 minutes, and then the security was like, can you guys go downstairs? So like it was like where the departures were coming in, or the arrivals were coming in and stuff. And so went down there and slept.
Okay. So you slept on like the outside of security and then went through security in the morning?
Yeah. Okay, we didn't go through like TSA or anything like that. But anyway, it was interesting sleeping in the airplane, or not airplane, sleeping in the airport and stuff. But yeah, so I mean, it it was fine because we made the flight. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was. I've never slept in an airport before,
Yeah.
so it was interesting. And I thought I was gonna stay awake the whole time, and Celine was really tired, but I ended up falling asleep, and she stayed awake for some of it, and then went to sleep.
Okay.
But
Just keeping all your bags close.
yeah, honestly, it was like keeping bags close, like laying on some of the bags, like propping our feet on the bags and stuff like that. And there was other people sleeping in there as well. It wasn't just us.
Okay.
Let's see, but what else do I got? Oh yeah, we went and visited this like really beautiful cathedral. I think we were still in Nice at this point, and they had like this really puny altar or whatever that they use now to like face the people and stuff. And it's crazy because they have like this amazing, like glorious, super beautiful altar that they don't use for some reason.
Yep.
And so that was kind of interesting. And it was in the middle of the city. It was really beautiful. Actually, I have a picture that I want to show you. I think actually it's of a different cathedral that we went to. But they like put this like blue altar, like tried to make it pretty, but it just doesn't look good. This is one of the pictures. All that like, blue in the front is
it looks like the liner of a pool.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. And they like had this like really ugly like yellow that comes out from behind Our Lady's head.
Jeez.
And like kind of supposed to be a veil. I don't know of sorts, but anyway, it was sad to see.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think that was in actually that one that I just showed you might have been in Rennes.
Okay.
But this other cathedral was in Nice. Let's see. Canon, slept, cathedral. Okay, and then Rennes. Walked to the bus station. Oh yeah. Okay, so when we were in Rennes, we this is the third fight that happened. Maybe it was the second. It was the second or the third fight. This one was an actual fight. This like we were walking to the bus station and we see these people arguing, and it's like this guy who like all three of them, one of them looked like a hobo, two of them looked like these like kind of sketchy people or whatever. This guy had his hood up, tattoos everywhere. I don't know, like he just looked like kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
But this hobo and this girl were arguing. Oh, this was the third fight because the second one was in Nice. That I'll bring up after this. Anyway, like they were arguing, the girl and this hobo. I don't know what they were saying. Yeah. And then like the guy is like kind of pushing the hobo away and stuff, and then like the guy ends up swinging some bag at the hobo and stuff, and then like other people are trying to stop these people from fighting. And then this other guy comes out of nowhere and starts fighting with the guy, like the sketchy guy or whatever. And it was crazy just being like, oh my gosh, there's fights everywhere.
Jeez.
But yeah, so that was the third fight that we saw. The second one that we saw was in Nice. It wasn't a fight, it was an argument, but it was when it was this guy in a store. This guy who's like buying something, and he was arguing with like the clerk or whatever, like the cashier, and they were arguing, and it looked like a couple times this guy was like, like propping himself up or like pumping himself up to like fight and stuff, and like they were just yelling, and this lady was trying to like calm them down, and then they ended up leaving, but the cashier was like shaking a lot afterwards and stuff. I wish I knew what all of them were fighting about, because like we don't speak the language. Yeah. So, but
she's like holding your phone like Google Translate. You're like,
honestly,
whoa.
Oh, that's what we should have done.
It's no like way. Trying to get kind of close, but you're like, I'm not. Do not bring me into the fight. Just
honestly, and it was sketchy because like we wanted to check out our stuff because we were in the store getting stuff, and we were like,
should we just leave?
We're in the back of the store just like waiting. But it was pretty funny. Yeah.
Thing.
Anyway, so in Rennes, the reason we went to Rennes was because we needed to take an hour bus ride to Mont Saint Michel. Oh. Like, which is like in Normandy or something. It's like along the Normandy beaches.
Is it across the border? Is it like it's not in France?
It is in France.
Oh, okay.
But it like is right on the coast of France.
Okay.
And so Mont Saint Michel was really pretty.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, we went to the bus. The countryside of France is really gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. I mean, like Mont Saint Michel is really pretty. It's really, really cool to see, like this thing that you learn about in history books.
Yeah, you've only seen pictures of.
Yeah,
and it's, it is in France.
Yeah.
But the road to go across it, doesn't it like, isn't it submerged in water certain times of the day?
I don't know if
I've
it is
heard.
anymore.
Okay.
It maybe
Climate
at certain
change.
maybe at certain times of the year.
Oh, okay.
And stuff. And I mean, there's this really long bridge that you have to go across, so it seems like it would be.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't for us, but
that's what I've seen, because it's like kind of an island, but then like the road to get across is sometimes submerged in water or whatever. I don't know.
maybe.
That's all I've only ever heard. So
Hey,
I don't know.
maybe
I don't know.
there's a chance.
Who knows?
I wouldn't put it past you.
I want it. Well, in today's day and climate.
Yeah.
That is
mean,
beautiful,
maybe
though.
there's. Yeah. No, it's gorgeous. It really is.
Wow.
Yeah. But let's see. That's about it. We only stayed in Rennes for like one full day.
Mm-hmm.
We got there like early enough in the day where it was like we still had most of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So when we first arrived, and then the one full day when we went to Mont Saint Michel, and then the third day we left.
Okay.
Our flight was like at 10 or 11.
You really only went to Rennes for Mont Saint Michel.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's nothing really more there in Rennes. That I mean, there was a church there, and there's a couple other things that we went and walked to, and luckily, the Airbnbs that we stayed at, because we did a hotel in Paris, and then in Nice we had an Airbnb. Rennes we had an Airbnb, and then another hotel in Paris.
Okay.
And luckily, the location of our Airbnbs were pretty good.
Nice.
It's close enough to stuff right outside our door, and the Airbnb in Nice was 5-minute walk to the beach, or a 6-minute walk to the beach.
Is that on because of so much research you did and just okay, this is where we should have it, or is just per happenstance?
I think the one in Nice, I mean, we did a lot of research for the trip and stuff. The one in Nice, I was probably just was due to research and stuff. The one in Rennes, I think, was more of it just happens to be right in the middle of there's 3 or 4 cafes, a crepe shop right here. There's a boba shop right over here, right outside our door, basically. So that was nice. And that's another thing too, is I really did like how we could just walk outside and walk for a little bit, and we would find so many cafes and so many restaurants and whatnot, and everything was just a hole in the wall, a door, and then you walk in and it's this restaurant.
You're whoa.
It's not the separate building and whatnot. So
nice.
Yeah, that was nice. Let's see. After Rennes, then we went back to Paris, went to a soccer game, and we were pretty close to the front and stuff. And it was funny because there were these people who were a row in front of us who were seat hoppers. So they just they probably bought a ticket for way high up and then just went to the front and found empty seats. And there was it was funny because this kid got really mad at this lady because she was sitting in their seat, and he was we paid good money for these seats, and we have the tickets, why are you in our seats? And the lady wasn't arguing, she was just okay, and got up and went to another seat nearby
that was empty
and stuff. And so I was this kid just learned a harsh lesson and stuff. And then there was a kid behind us who was a really big, so the team that we went to see was PSG. This kid was a really big PSG fan. And this the team has Messi on it, Mbappe, Neymar, and then Donnarumma, which is the goalkeeper. I think I never actually confirmed if it was Donnarumma, but Gianluca told me, so I was just okay,
cool.
But anyway, so I had all these good players on it and stuff, and So they ended up losing 3-1 to this team that they like should have beat because PSG was in first and this team Lorient was in 10th place.
Jeez.
And they lost 3-1.
Yikes.
Anyway, this kid behind us is sobbing.
Oh my goodness.
Like so sad and stuff.
Jeez.
It was kind of funny, like trying not to laugh and stuff. And it was funny too because like so it was 2-1 until like the last couple minutes of the game. And Lorient scores another goal, but they have in soccer there's this thing called the VAR, which is like the virtual assistant ref.
Oh right.
So they can look back at a goal and be like, okay, that goal didn't count.
Yep.
And stuff. So Lorient scores the third goal, and this kid like starts wailing or whatever, and then they announce that they're gonna check it out on the VAR. They ended up overturning the goal and stuff, and this kid is like, okay, like. So, like, we still have a chance. 10 seconds later, Lorient scores again. And this kid just starts crying over again.
Roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, and it was so funny. Like, I thought it was hilarious. And, like, I didn't care too much if PSG won or lost. I just was glad that we could go to a game and stuff. And, but, yeah, it was hilarious. And the game was, like, really cool, too. We had pretty good seats. There was a red card in the game that PSG got pretty early on. And then it wasn't like a 0-0 game too. There was 4 goals that happened.
That is good because it's like we don't really care who wins, but at least it was just like exciting the whole time. Goals were happening.
Exactly. And it was a professional game, and it's cool because like I don't know how many people are soccer fans out there that are listening to this or I don't know, but anyway, like Messi is arguably like. I don't know if I want to say he's the greatest player, but he's one of the, he is one of the greatest players to play the game of soccer. And so it was cool being like, oh, we're going to, see, we saw him when he was playing.
In his prime,
and stuff.
That's awesome.
And then this guy, Mbappe, is, the new, the new generation. He's really good. He, in the World Cup, last World Cup that we had, he scored all 3 goals for France in the finals. And scored his PK at the very end. Still lost, but had the greatest game. And stuff. And
that is cool. You can.
And it was 3 amazing goals and whatnot. And but so it was cool to see them 2 play. Neymar was injured, so I don't think he played at all. But anyway, so it was cool to see those guys.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Anyway, and it was really funny because Mariella was super jealous. And she was like, you guys aren't going and stuff. Like, she texted me the day that when we were at the stadium. She was like, you're not even there right now. And just stupid stuff. But
Mario is, of course,
my sister and stuff. My little sister. Gianluca's my older brother.
Well, we aren't talking about him.
Excuse me, but... anyway.
That's cool.
Yeah, so second to last day we were there. Celine and I were getting dinner, and we were sitting outside, and it's along the sidewalk, and there are these hobos that will the hobos there, or I don't even know if they're hobos, but it's just the I'll say bums, I guess, that ask you for money. They are kind of pushy, or they're not afraid of asking you for money and stuff. And so I think we had 2 cases where this where a hobo came and asked us for money, and it was kind of sketchy. Oh, and then there's this one guy who walked past us, and he must have been having a bad day or something, because he walked past this table in front of us where this girl had her leg out and was didn't almost kick him, but it just had it out. And he walked by and was super angry face, looked at it and then looked at us and kept looking back at us as he was walking down the street, and I was like, jeez, this guy something else. But yeah, so, hobos. It was dark outside, nighttime, dinner time. Oh my gosh. And then, so after we had dinner, we were walking back to our hotel, and it was this 10-minute walk, which doesn't sound like a long time, but when it's dark out, you don't know the area super well. We were super stressed, and we had this long stretch where it was between these 2 buildings.
Oh man.
And it was it wasn't an alleyway, but it was
it's close enough.
It was take the size of an alleyway, double it. And then that's what we had to walk through, just as dark. And there was this guy who was cracked out on something or just drunk or something. like walking down, and was stressed out about him, and then stressed out about these other people in front of us, and
Jeez.
like, yeah. So it was. I honestly thought, I was like, it's the second to last day, and we're gonna get mugged.
Yep.
We're gonna die. And
We've made it this far.
Yeah, luckily, like Celine and I both made it back to the hotel, and we both were like, "Oh my gosh, that was the most stressful walk of our lives."
Dang, that is scary.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. Oh, forgot to mention this at the soccer game. One of the Lorient players shot the ball, and they were like, all the cameras around and everything.
Yeah.
There was one of those guys that had those like really big cameras for like the TV.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like looking at it. The ball goes, bounces, and then hits him on the top of his head. And like he seemed like he was okay or whatever. And then I looked back later, and they had to switch out camera guys and stuff. He ended up coming back and stuff, so he seemed to be fine. But it was pretty funny because like another ball came his way, and he was like filming, and then he like drilled it out of the way and stuff. And it was pretty funny.
Dang.
But yeah, I was like, I like took a picture of the camera guy, and I was like, I need to remember this for later.
Yeah.
But
that's funny.
Yeah. So
Dang.
that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Let's see. So yeah, okay. So now we're leaving. We're going to we're in the Paris airport, the Paris Charles de Gaulle airport, and it is the bougiest airport I have ever been in. They had like Gucci stores in there. They had Chanel stores in there, Rolex stores.
Wow.
Like a couple others that I didn't remember. I don't remember the names of, but like super bougie stores and stuff. Jeez. And then they had like arcades that you could play, just like set up throughout the airport. PS5s that you could play. Yeah, and stuff.
That is cool.
I played this one arcade. It was like the the Donkey Kong one where you like take Mario and jump over those, and it was just like there was probably like 6 other games on there that you could play. And I like played that for a little bit, but yeah, just like don't have to pay anything.
Nice.
You just sit there and play it and stuff. So and it's a massive airport. You probably like you drive for like probably 5 or 6 minutes out, and you're still at the airport.
Yeah.
Like, we had to take a couple metros to get to our gate and stuff. Like a couple metros once we got to the airport. We had to take a metro. And so it's a massive airport.
That's one thing, like all those nice stores. I saw something pretty recently. It's like all these nice stores in an airport. Like no one is at the airport to buy stuff like that. Like the only thing you're buying at an airport is food or just like last minute stuff you need. Yeah. Like people aren't there buying Gucci or.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder how much. I mean, obviously they have enough business to stay open, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes me wonder like who's
like,
shopping there?
You're at an airport, like it's not like you have. Most people probably don't have a ton of room. To pack stuff away.
Exactly.
So, like. That's a good point. I don't even know who's buying all this nice stuff and whatnot. But I mean, I get it. Sometimes like you either arrive there and you're like, okay, like I need to buy something to like match the bouginess of the Paris people.
Okay.
Or like you're leaving and you're like, oh, I never got anything that's super nice. And so they go. But I don't know. I don't know how often that would actually happen.
Wow.
But yeah. Anyway, so we had like 8 total flights throughout this whole trip, just in France, and one of them got delayed. I think we just had one like delayed flight. Yeah, and it was really nice because the steward on the flight like walked to us. He had like a piece of paper and was walking to us and was like, "Okay, you guys have a connecting flight." He was like, "You guys are gonna be fine. You have plenty of time. No need to worry." And we're like, "Go up to those people," and that actually was really nice. Yeah. Because we were like already nervous, like, okay, we have to figure out some way to either get another flight or like get a bus ride like somewhere or something. But he was like, yeah, you guys will be fine, no worries.
That was coming home, or
that was the flight to Lyons. That was the Nice flight actually, I think. From Nice to
you're
Rennes.
Connecting. Okay.
It was the connecting, because we were in Lyons, or maybe actually it might have been Lyons to Rennes. I don't actually remember.
One of those two, yeah.
But it was nice because, you know what? Must have been Nice to Lyons.
And you're connecting.
It was connecting, yeah. So, but yeah, it was nice. Yeah. Just made sure, eased our nerves.
Yeah, that's good. I feel like sometimes they are like like, we know you have a connecting flight. Don't worry, blah, blah.
Mm.
Like, even if we're late, they're going to wait for you.
Yeah.
And then I feel like sometimes it's just like they don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to leave.
A hit or miss.
And it's like, you're trapped. It's like, what we can do nothing.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
are stuck.
Yeah. So, yeah,
That's
I feel
good.
like it's a hit or miss at airports.
Yep.
But it was nice because they cared.
Yep.
So that was good.
Nice.
But, yeah, I think the only other thing that I have to say is, or the only other thing I have is, like, before the trip, before the honeymoon, I would use the squatty potty a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, pretty regularly every time I had to poop. And no squatty potty in France.
Oh, yeah.
And boy, could I tell the difference. Like, yeah, I was just like, man, every time I went to the bathroom, I was like in France, I was like, I wish I had my squatty potty.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so used to the bougie.
Mm-hmm. The bouginess of the squatty potty. But
I'm surprised. I feel like somewhere like France would have those in public toilets. I don't know.
are you
Maybe
thinking
Italy?
of a bidet?
No, I know what a bidet is.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, I mean that too. They
Yeah.
probably have those.
No,
Do
yeah.
they have those?
Well, actually, I never actually saw one in France.
I feel
But
like
yeah.
some of those overseas countries, maybe Italy.
Italy had or bidets
Yeah.
a lot, but I don't know if I've actually ever used a bidet.
I was just gonna ask.
I've always been
if you ever
afraid.
have.
I've always been afraid to use it because in my head it's like, okay, like you're using with water and stuff to wash, but I guess not afraid, but like in my head I'm like, what do I use to dry my butt?
Yeah, I've thought of that too.
After I use a bidet.
It's like,
that's the one reason I
I'm
haven't
going to
used
the
it.
bathroom, not taking a shower. Like, do I need to
Exactly.
prepare like I'm taking a shower?
Yeah, like do I need to
Do I
bring
need
a
a
towel?
towel?
Like, I don't think like toilet paper
Toilet
would do the trick,
I know. I
And
thought
stuff.
that too.
And so
Does it take a scan so it knows where to shoot the water? Is it very precise?
I know, like if I don't line up, is it gonna
Yeah.
go all the way up my
Yeah.
back? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's why I've never used a bidet.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever will. I've never been in a position to try it,
Yeah,
but I wonder if I would, even if I was in the position.
maybe. Yeah,
Literally.
yeah. I don't know. Literally in the position. Hey, good one. Hey, good joke
Nice.
right there. But
Dang.
yeah, that's
Okay.
my that's the honeymoon.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good time. Good
it
time.
was a really good time. Of all this, like, all these stories might not be great stories, but it was a good time.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, like my mom kept saying to me, she was like, I'm really glad you guys are taking a honeymoon right after you get married, because a lot of people like get married and then don't go on their honeymoon
Kind of put it off.
and then put it off, and it never ends up happening and stuff. So
Nice.
I guess take your honeymoon after you get married.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I'm glad it all logistically went well. Like
Yeah.
nothing bad happened. You didn't miss any major flights.
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I'm honestly surprised we only had one delayed flight and it didn't even mess us up at
Yeah.
all. So I'm glad everything happened the way it did, and
Yep.
and it was fun. I'm glad we went to France.
Yeah.
Wanted to go there for a while
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, but yeah, I'm excited to hear about your trip.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
But,
Which we'll talk about next time.
Yep, next time.
Yeah, there were a lot of times like just while you were talking, I was reminding me of stuff in my
Yeah.
trip. I was like,
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about your trip.
Yeah.
How long have we been recording?
An hour 18.
Well, hey, not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Good recantation of the trip.
Yeah. Future episodes won't be hour-long episodes of me talking about my honeymoon.
Yeah.
But
No, I don't think they will.
but yeah, I mean, it was fun to sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah.
All right. Anything else, or should we just end it there?
We can end it there. I have other stories that I'll mention later on.
Okay.
Not necessarily about the honeymoon, but just in general of my life.
Okay.
That we'll talk about. So
Yeah, I've got a lot of notes I could eventually talk about. But
nice.
hey, gotta get my trip first.
Yeah, once you do your trip. Hopefully people enjoyed this.
Yeah. Well, there'll probably be some way to leave feedback.
Probably. There might be maybe an Instagram page. Or
Yeah.
We haven't really talked about much.
We haven't. I think there'll probably be a YouTube.
Yeah.
either way, all the stuff will probably be in the description of this episode.
Yeah.
So you can look at it there.
Yeah.
Whether...
Sorry.
No, just whatever we've decided.
Yeah.
We don't know yet, but you look
Yeah.
in the description, and by then we will have decided.
Yeah. This is just the start of like our podcast.
This is just the start of Breakfast Balls.
Yeah, exactly. Just start of breakfast, just start of our balls. So
breakfast, first meal of the day. You're not really sure what's coming. Maybe you kind of know.
Yeah, you don't really know. Maybe a couple balls in there.
Maybe a few breakfast balls.
Maybe. Hey.
Depending on the weather.
Yeah. Hey. Maybe.
Take it how you want.
Is it raining outside right now?
Oh. Nope.
Nice. Hey, that's
perfect
a good sign.
weather.
Well, we'll talk to you guys next time.
Yep. Hey, thanks for listening to Breakfast Balls.
Yeah.
Take care.